Well, we are back with another garbage-ass fucking computer on the channel. I mean, that's pretty typical at this point. But today it is a iGPU, particularly the AMD Radeon 7600G. 32 nanometers, Devastator architecture, came out in 2012. You know, the AMD Dark Ages, so it's not great. I can tell you that. We do have 16 gigs of DDR3 RAM. And since it is a APU, it is system RAM that is also acting as VRAM, but we do have dedicated, allotted, I guess. It's not really dedicated, but it's allotted RAM dedicated for the GPU. It's only a half a gig, but honestly, this thing is just such a piece of garbage. It's not really going to ever need half a gig of RAM, so I don't think it's anything to worry about. It is running at the maximum rated speed of 1333. Is it dual channel? Good thing I have the AMD A8 4555M data sheet, whatever you want to call it, loaded up here. It is dual channel at least, so it's not as garbage. It's a 19 watt TDP chip, quad core, although it's slower than a Celeron, so I guess it doesn't really matter. It can boost up to 2.4 gigahertz with a base frequency of 1.6, but trust me, under all core load, this never really goes much above 1.8, so kind of where it's at now is about as high as it's going to go. It's technically a laptop chip, but the board I am testing is, from my knowledge, a cryptocurrency mining board. I'll throw a picture up on the screen right now what it looks like. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of just garbage specs, so I guess we're gonna, well, suffer together with the horrible graphics we're about to witness. Starting things off a little bit easy, I guess you could say. We have 1080p Half-Life 2 running with mostly high settings. Fuck VSync, fuck motion blur, because who likes that? And we just turned anti-aliasing down to 4, and that's about it. This is the post-anniversary update, so it has any, fancy kind of graphics settings that, Valve might have added or something like that. This guy's probably going to chase me again. Nope, he gave up already. Okay. So I just did a test a little while ago, and this guy chased me all the way from here to the front door. So I don't know what that was about, but anyways, ooh boy. I was going to say, it's running pretty good, but running pretty good does not apply to 14 frames a second. That does not really... No, they don't really go together well. But for some reason, I look in this direction, we have 15 frames a second. We look in that direction, we have just under 40. I don't know. And you may have also noticed, there are 2 GPU performance overlays here. I don't know which one's right. There's just 2 for some reason. So like I said, I don't really know what's going on with that, because this system only has one GPU in it, and that's the Radeon 7600G, the integrated graphics for this quite garbage processor. So yeah, I don't know why there's 2. I don't know which one's right. I don't know which one's wrong. I'm pretty sure whichever percent's higher, just go for that one. But yeah, Half-Life 2 is running. I mean, honestly pretty mediocre in my opinion, but then again, this is after the anniversary update, so it has, better graphics and launch, so I guess I can't be too hard on it after all. It is a 2012 mid to low end APU, so I guess I can't be too harsh on it. So yeah, let's try another Source game, but a little more modern. Alright, and the more intensive Source game I was talking about was none other than Black Mesa. And Black Mesa, we are running at the, let's see, what is it here? It's a weird resolution. 1024 by 768. Haven't seen that resolution since, like, I don't know, maybe a decade ago on my old kind of crummy 5th gen i3, Haven't really seen a resolution that low in a game since around then. So, we're not working with a lot of power after all. It is a, pretty old APU. But either way, overall, what do you think you're doing? Overall quality potato. I don't know why that was set to high. I don't think it was actually applied on high. Yeah, it's still pretty bad. Alright, so just to double check, we are actually on potato. Let's just make sure. Yeah. Okay, then yeah, that's fine too. My mouse just yeah, that's wonderful. I love how it does that. Alright, well, anyways, we're gonna make do with what we have and pretend it's usable, but it really kind of isn't when it does that. Anyways, as you can see with a lot more effects on screen, we are dropping down below 30 frames a second. Why are my hands like this? It's showcasing the horrific frame rate we're getting. That's why my hands are like this. It's like, oh, look at this bad frame rate on the screen right here. Look at these garbage graphics and this garbage resolution, but yet we're still only churning out sub 30 frames a second. You know, with Half-Life 2 level quality graphics are arguably worse in some points. It's getting less than half the frames in some points. I don't know. It's just weird. I guess a lot of it can just come down to the amount of objects, the optimization, and just, you know, versions of the game engine. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's running significantly worse than Half-Life 2 in certain areas, but yet even just looking at a wall, we're only getting 42 frames a second. Like, I feel like that should be higher when the only thing on screen is a wall. But then, I don't know. I mean, then again, this is a iGPU, a not very powerful iGPU. So, I mean, anything's really possible with this older hardware. I mean, I don't know. So honestly, pretty underwhelming from Black Mesa. I thought that was going to be a lot better, but especially at the resolution we're rocking. But yeah, let's go back to something maybe a little easier to run. Alright, so we are playing a game called Ravenfield, and as you can probably tell, this is a FPS kind of game. Pretty easy to run. I've ran this on school computers in the past that have about 3rd or 4th gen i5s in them, and a 5th gen i3, so I know this game pretty much runs on anything remotely modern. Although it does kind of struggle with this computer, as you'll see in a minute. We are running 800 by 600, lowest settings. That's really about it for the settings. As you can see, I was playing this game a little bit before the recording here. And honestly, for this resolution and for this performance, you know, the graphics, I really would have thought we'd be having much higher frames, like 50s, maybe even 60s. Like, I feel like this game should be running way better than this. By the looks of it, the GPU utilization is all over the place, so I mean, it could be a CPU bottleneck or it could be a memory bandwidth bottleneck. I don't know if I mentioned this in the intro recording, but the RAM speed is running at 1333 mega transfers per second, the maximum this thing supports. So it could be either a CPU or memory bound, because as you can see, the GPU utilization is not maxed out. But like I said before, I don't know which counter is right for the GPU, so just kind of watch the higher percentage one, I guess, because I don't really know which one's accurate. How are you still alive? How are you how? Thanks. Yeah. This game's pretty fun, especially when you can play it on hardware that can run it at over 30 some odd frames a second consistently on the bigger maps too. And this is basically one of the smallest maps in the game. So yeah, there's really not much else. I mean, I could turn down the resolution to 800 by 600. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. Just to see how much FPS we can really squeeze out of this poor little APU system from 2012, we're gonna try it. 640 by 480. I don't know if my capture card is gonna like this. Oh, it did. Okay. All right. We're going to restart the game just to make sure it applied. I'll be right back. All right, so we have 640 by 480. I don't know what the fuck that was about. But we're not going to retake this clip because we roll with it. Who cares, right? So this is 640 by 480, still rocking the lowest settings. I'll just, show you. 640 by 480, fastest. Apply. So, and honestly, 640 by 480, it's not really looking much different in terms of frame rate. So, unfortunately, this game is kind of playable. Like, yeah, you could definitely play it on these smaller maps like this. Yeah, you probably could have some fun on it. But, I mean, come on. Do you really want to play a game like this with these kind of visuals and this kind of frame rate? I personally don't. So, to some, this would be playable. To me, it just isn't playable, as, like you saw before, the frames do drop in certain areas like it is doing right now. And once you start actually getting into gunfights with smoke bombs and explosions and stuff like that, you're just going to lose more frame rate. So, unfortunately, this game is not particularly the most playable, unfortunately, like I kind of was hoping it was. But yeah. But I guess I can't really be too surprised. It is a pretty old, weak APU by today's standards. So, we're going to try another game or two, and yeah, hopefully they go a bit better. Alright, last up for this little garbage APU, because I don't really feel like testing this anymore. It's giving me so many issues from the start to now. We have Farming Simulator 17 running in the 720p resolution, the medium quality preset, and we're just going to load up one of my save games with a lot of stuff in it, because typically more vehicles, more stuff means more intensive. And the whole purpose of me doing these videos is just kind of see what these things can handle. So we're going to load up something what I think is pretty intensive. So we're going to see. Honestly, I kind of fully expect to be CPU bound again because, well, from what I've learned, this quad-core AMD APU CPU is roughly equal to an i3, which is a dual-core from the era this came out in. So, yeah, back when I said earlier, AMD Dark Ages, well, I mean, it's quite literally the AMD Dark Ages when the quad core gets beaten by the Intel equivalent, the i3. That's only 2 cores, and oh my god, 20 frames per second. Alright, we're not CPU bound, we are indeed GPU bound. Alright, so we are looking at, only 40% CPU usage, so this is more than likely GPU. Unfortunately, I don't really want to turn down the settings because then I have to go back out into the main menu and restart the game probably twice because this game is weird. But either way, this kind of just shows you what the limits of this thing are. Farming Simulator 2017, lowest setting, well, not quite lowest, medium settings. It doesn't look that great, right? Just for shits and giggles, just because we're gonna try turning down the settings a little bit, and we're also going to try a smaller save game. That we are now at the low settings, and let's see what the low settings quality preset gets us in the exact same save game, just to see if I'm just wasting my time by changing these settings, or if you can actually get this game relatively playable on this APU. And if I'm being honest with you, I was kind of expecting better performance from this thing, but based on what we've seen already this video, I mean, I guess I should have seen this coming. I mean, it's just not been great. Yeah, I mean, this thing did come with a dedicated GPU. It's a R5 340X. Issue is, it doesn't work with my capture card for some reason. It doesn't output a signal to my to my capture card, but it outputs to my monitor. So for some reason, that graphics card just doesn't like it. I don't know why. Either way, the performance has improved about maybe 10 to 15 FPS ish. So it's definitely an improvement. I mean, granted, it's still not great considering how this game looks. But yeah, we're actually touching on almost 50 now. We're touching 46, 48. I mean, and this is a pretty big save game, so although we are still dropping into the 20s in certain areas of the map, so it's definitely not great, but it's better. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. This video has taken me too long to make. This little APU has just been nothing but a fucking nightmare. It's certain settings don't work with my capture card, certain resolutions the game won't download. The game takes so long to download because the processor is just so weak it can barely decompress the files. Driver issues, GPU okay, just keep moving by yourself then. All right, okay. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna question it. All right. Yeah. So that being said, if you enjoyed and you want to see more videos like this, please leave a like, drop a subscribe, please. You know, any comment suggestions or ideas, be sure to drop them in the comments. I read all the comments. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.